The hematologist and the doctor both think it's stress-related, but I'm not convinced. Please help me, mommy. What do you think it is, Nadav?
Well, it doesn't sound like too much cum in the balls.
Hi, I'm Dr. Drew, and this is Dr. Drew After Dark. Please be advised that Dr. Drew After Dark may contain sexually oriented content and be unsuitable for young children.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Dr. After Dark. Keep those emails coming at drdrewafterdark@gmail.com and the voice messages, of course, at 818-253-1693. I'm joined by the Booth Bros, the Booth Boys. Booth Bros.
Yeah, that was a little jumble right there.
It was a little jumble.
Booth Bros.
As the bras know, we have a kitchen right outside here, and I went in there and put something in my mouth that I feel like I'll be lucky if I don't get up and vomit during this particular little transmission. That and it's affecting my ability to think. So this should be an interesting show.
Boy, well, we did tell you it was old before you put it in your body.
No, you did not. You told me after I put it in my body, and you also said it was sent in, which did not inspire confidence.
Oh, yeah, it shouldn't have. It should have inspired you to maybe just...
maybe I should have taken some Ipecac and just vomited right there.
I mean, why don't you just stick your finger down your throat and we'll do it the old-fashioned way? I think that'd be a good show.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you want me to bring you out a trash can?
At some point, I may ask you to do that.
Just say the word and I'll rush it out.
Oh, my God. Ooh, here's a good one. Good morning. My doctor's above 18. What? So I suddenly had the realization I am one of the stalkers I've been talking about. Guy likes girl. Girl doesn't like guy. Guy wants to be just friends. I've mentioned it twice. And the first time, it kind of went in one ear, out the other. I even discussed it with her because she's a fellow mommy. And when she was like, nah, you're not a stalker. However, something happened between her and I right around the time you brought it up the second time. I had all these emotions. How could she do that to me? How could she be so mean? Doesn't she see how badly this hurts me? Because I'm the stalker waiting for her to decide to be with me. I added that editorial comment. Even thought scarily close to, well, when I'm gone, she'll see how good a friend she's lost. Well, she really did not text me for a week. Those words you said started ringing in my ear like a bombshell, and I realized, oh shit, I'm a fucking stalker. I've taken it upon myself to halt all communication with her, but I'm wondering, we've been close for going on 2 years now, can we ever be healthy, just friends, or do I have to spare us both the craziness and move on? Long live the rational revolution. Cheers, my friend.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So it usually requires some cold turkey, right? Which thank goodness she is the one initiating, because I don't think you would have done so. You have to really look at what you consider a friendship and what your expectation is of this friendship. Clearly, there's more than you realized, or than maybe you did already know, and it's just now really coming into your face, getting pressed to the mirror, as we say. There's my weird peanut butter coming up. I know, it's awesome. It smells good too. It smells great coming back.
Do you need a trash can?
Not yet. I'm still working it.
Ooh, it would be great if I got there just 1 second too late.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. But so anyway, as I said, it's affecting my ability to think. So here we go. Poor stalker. Am I a stalker? So I think the important thing for you to do in terms of whether you can have a friendship with this young lady is you need to invest your libidinal energy in someone else. In other words, you need to have a girlfriend. I'm assuming this is a guy, right? Wouldn't you agree? Along with the Rational Revolution, Chomos? That's got to be a guy, right?
Yeah, it is.
So you need to get a girlfriend. And if you have a girlfriend and and it's a good relationship, and you're really invested in it, and then you can think about maybe having a friendship with this other person. But I would generally let at least 6 months go by, and during the next couple of weeks, think really long and hard about what you were doing there. You know, why you hung out, why you made it such a good friendship, what your fantasy was about what was going on, because you're not full stalker. The full stalker knows what he's doing, right? The full stalker is sort of there.
Even consciously, though?
Oh, yeah. They know they're waiting for their time. They're literally, that's why they would always call me. They'd go, hey, I put in 2 years. What's going on? I did it. Now it's time. Now it's time for her to come on with me. I did what I needed to do.
So the fact that this guy had a realization is actually a good sign for him.
I think, unless it's deeper than we know. But I think that the way I sort of feel about this is it looks like there was some friendship there. that there was an actual friendship, and then there was this fantasy on top that something was going to happen, and he just look at that fantasy part and see whether or not there can actually be a friendship without that fantasy. And you're not allowed to go pursue the friendship as a just in case if you want to jump ship with your current girlfriend. That's not okay. I'm a big dude, 6'8", 300 pounds. Woo! I'm not circular, but What is circular? Should I know what that is?
Maybe just like bulbous.
I'm not circular, but I carry it well. Recently, I've been on a high-protein diet, 5 workouts a week. My problem is that I am going brown. My problem is that I am going brown, and I have to push, and it comes out in tiny segments. Am I dehydrated? Possibly. Am I just obese? Yeah. Do I need more water? Yes. Will coconut water help? No, but MCT oil could help. So you could do. You could.
That makes you shit your brains out, right?
It can. What's the solution? Because I feel constipated and sometimes don't go possibly 8 to 10. He considers not going for 8 to 10 hours of constipation. And he goes once a month, my friend. Once a month.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't see how.
I'm just saying.
I could understand how not going 8 to 10 hours. You're like, something's wrong. I'm usually shitting by now.
The problem is he's not completely emptying things because the stool is hard and small. Where I'm high and tight, but I'm coming up in May.
The old lazy rectum.
It's really his diet and his weight loss and his dehydration, all that good stuff. All the good stuff he's doing. So I think what you got to do is just do what Nadav does and add Metamucil, add psyllium husk of some form, and probably a fair bit of it. You're not getting enough bulk in your diet. That's what the evidence is here by your constipation. So you might think about some more bulk in your diet, some more, cruciferous vegetable, that kind of stuff.
Also, getting a washlet and douching your asshole out
douching
once
the
or
ash
twice a day.
Doesn't hurt. It helps Nadav.
It helps me.
And stool softener sometimes is necessary, an actual stool softener, Colace or Surfax, something like that. Now, this is a serious question here. You ready? You guys ready?
Hell yeah.
Is it too early to do serious?
No, let's do serious.
22-year-old male in Canada. Recently, my grandmother had made the decision to apply for medical assistance in dying. I received a confirmation for it to take place within a month from the date that I am writing this. She previously had serious cancer, recovered, has since been diagnosed again with more cancer that is terminal, less than 6 months, according to her doctor. She made the decision as she doesn't want to re-experience the cancer pain. I can understand the rationale, but the decision but I'm having a difficult time processing my emotions around it. Is there any information that you may know about this? Any ideas surrounding how this is going to affect the grieving process, etc.? It's interesting, right?
Boy.
First of all, I would definitely get involved with whoever is the organization that's helping her with this. They will have resources. They will have personnel that are grieving specialists and groups and all kinds of things. So that's what you need is other people, number one. Number two, this person, your grandmother may be doing you a favor in terms of the grieving process. The way the grieving process is drawn out these days, where we keep people alive for months or years that are in suspended states of animation and are in horrible pain, the reason we do that is usually the family who doesn't want to feel the grief of losing that person. Your grandmother is a mature woman who knows what's up here. She's accepting reality on reality's terms. She doesn't want to feel the pain. She shouldn't have to. She should use medical assistance in dying. I think it's an excellent thing to do. It's philosophically problematic, and you may have theological issues with it. I totally get that because human life is precious. I get that. And it's weird. It's weird to pick a date and a time that, okay, I'm dying now. It's weird. It doesn't, people who have a religious problem with it will say you're playing God and you're messing with his plan and whatever it might be. And I get that. There's also sort of a more reality-based component, which is, how do you choose that moment? I mean, isn't that weird? You pick that moment to die. Why not 4 days later? I have this problem actually when we put animals down. It's like trying to get that right so the animal doesn't suffer. But why are we choosing Tuesday at 4? I mean, it's because the vet closes at 5. I mean, it's so weird that it feels like a little bit of a disrespect to life a little bit. It feels like it. And so I'm sympathetic to that, but she's going to die anyway, and it could be horrible. Maybe convince her to wait till the pain starts and just go, now I have a reason to get out. and maybe you'd be more on board with it as well, because then you're not so arbitrarily choosing a time. You're saying, I can't stand this anymore, I need to go, and that makes more sense. So A, she's done you a favor with the grieving process, because having it swift and sure is much better than dragging it out over years the way most people do. You still feel the same grief at the end anyway. Number 2, maybe wait till she has discomfort and wants to go, like it's not worth it to hang around anymore. And then 3, get help. Get help from the services that are helping you with this. Other people will help you get through this. And there's a 4th, which is you just get clear on your own philosophical, theological feelings about this. Okay, gentlemen, you satisfied with that one?
Yeah, that was a pretty good, heartfelt answer. I would have said the same thing.
Good. I'm glad you're on board.
Well, yeah, you gotta let she's an adult human and is capable of making decisions.
Well, it's not as simple. It's not just so like that, because there are suicidal people that are adult humans that are capable of making decisions that really make the wrong decision.
But they don't seek out medical aid in doing that. You
believe it or not, there is such a thing as that out there. There's medically assisted suicide. And I don't think we really have that anymore. So, all right. So let's take some voice messages. Let's get into it here.
Yeah, let's start off with some fun stuff.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey there, Jeans and the Booth Boys.
Yeah,
and
buddy.
Mr. Choma himself, Dr.
Choma.
Drew.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering what the deal is with my fucking butthole, because my butthole seems kind of moist, and it's not very normal. It's very, sweaty, and not even at the same time. It seems like pussy juices, I'm just wondering, what the hell's going on with that? Because, it's making me uncomfortable, and I'd like to be able to not go through 3 pairs of underpants in a day.
Ooh.
So, thanks, Dr. Drew, and
right.
keep mine tight. I'll see you later, Chomos.
And clearly, this gentleman is not keeping them high and tight. It's loose and patulous.
He has to fucking change his underwear out 3 times a day?
So I don't want to be alarming, but this can be kind of serious stuff. So,
right, maybe his butthole is just hungry and he needs to feed it?
No. It's more that you can have a neurological disorder that can set this up, and so the sphincter tone is not what it should be. It can be a lot of things. You sound like you smoke a little weed. It can be that. I've seen that happen from that. But it actually is something that needs some attention. This is not normal, right? This is stool incontinence. Let's call it what it is.
So this is definitely like a brown pouring
This
out?
is white. This is liquid, sort of a liquidy brown. It might be. I would need so much more information. I would need to know if he's on any medications. I need to know if he's doing any drugs. I need to know what his bowel patterns are. I need to know if he has mucus or blood because sometimes it can be inflammatory bowel disease too. So it can be one of 2 things that we worry about. One is something like multiple sclerosis or something that is affecting the tone of the anus. The other is something that's creating inflammation in the colon that's making things kind of push through more thoroughly and sort of, again, affect the function of the anus. And so I worry, just straight off the top, I worry about the neurological stuff, I worry about the inflammatory bowel disease, and then we'd have to get into a lot more stuff. Now, you can just add Metamucil. Again, that's my solution to everything if it is just a plain old irritable bowel, but I can't say that until you go get a really thorough medical evaluation.
So you should go see a gastrointestinal.
Gastro, I think an internist would be the way to go, because we don't know that it's gastrointestinal yet. It could be neurological. So we got to get both checked out. Okay? And a thorough history. Substance you do, head injuries, anything like that. All that stuff is important here.
That was much less fun than I thought it was.
I'm sorry. I know brown is just something you guys delight in, it being just and only fun, but brown can be a sign of something more serious. So,
well, we definitely got a more fun voicemail, and then I want to get into. You said you were going to question.
I know.
I got
some questions. I'm going to. Yes.
Right, so here's another.
I'm trying to figure out a way in. So we'll see. Go ahead.
All right. Here's another voicemail.
Hey Hitlers, it's Sam. I have a question for Dr. Drew. So I was smoking some weed and I had an idea, a thought. What if I farted enough? Would it leave my DNA behind, like on a seat? Like if I sat in the chair for enough times and farted in it, would it leave my DNA? Could an investigator pin me for a murder because I farted in a chair too many times? I need an answer to this. Please and thank you. Keep them high and tight, and bet I'm coming up in May. You bet. It's like a question. Yeah. I like the way it was an idea thought. A weed idea thought. It's awesome. Well, Sam, certainly our last caller with the sweaty anus would leave DNA behind, right?
So it's really more a question of what it carries with the gas, right? Whether there's any mist with the said gas.
Right, if you actually shit during those
Yeah,
flights.
and so I think the underwear and the pants and everything will catch pretty much all of it. Just because you smell something doesn't mean it. Let's think about that.
Actually,
No.
if he straight up sharded, like say
If he sharded, well, even then it had to get through the pants. But I'm just thinking about what he's really asking is do the gaseous, the thing we smell, does that carry DNA? And that's pretty much a no, right? That's just straight up methane gas that we don't like. That's what smells bad. And so I'm going to say no to that one. I'm going to say no. So, but I mean,
Interesting.
for a sweaty guy, it's kind of a yes, though, right? Give me another one. I'm not done with this yet. I want to get to I'm going to find a way into the booth.
Okay,
So,
all right.
Yeah.
Hey, Dr. Hitler and Dr. Jew. This is Sean from Michigan. I recently started a factory job, and needless to say that we sweat a lot, and I used to find the smell of BO repulsive, but now I have like a woman walk by me and I smell it and I want more. You know what I mean? Like, after you work a hard day or you work out in the hot sun in the lawn and you smell your balls after scratching them, kind of like that curious thing. But I'm just wondering why that is. All right. Thanks, Doc.
All right. Well,
God damn.
Yeah, well, that's our animal heritage right there, right? I mean, the animals, they definitely get aroused and they sort of identify someone based on their smells. We have vestiges of that. We've largely lost all of that in sort of modern society by washing it all away. But you can first of all, you get accustomed to the bad. It's how, when you're with a partner all the time, you actually lose, most of that person's smells. You don't really notice them anymore when you're around them, but even you could identify them, particularly if you've been away from it for a while. And so it's funny, women always have to be perfectly clean, and men are like, no, don't worry about it. They literally, some men get aroused by it, and it's part of our heritage. It's part of our evolutionary heritage. So it's interesting, though, that it used to disgust you. Now you got used to it, and now you've gotten used to it. You have the arousal piece left behind. So interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. And it causes motivation, too. You're motivated to want to go after that person, meet that person, be around that person.
Yeah, you really flip-flopped on that BO.
He did. He did indeed. Is there a young lady with a message?
Quite possibly.
Hey, for our women viewers, and we need to step it up. We need more of your stuff. You guys always help me by asking me really good questions that, as men, we don't think about.
Fair enough. All right, here comes a birth control question.
Okay.
Hello, Dr. Drew. This is Taylor calling in from Montana. I'm just calling in. I am on the birth control pill. I am really good about taking it most of the time. I take it right when I get to work every morning, but sometimes on the weekends I sleep in and don't take it right on time. Rather than taking it at like 7:30, I'll take it closer to 11, noon, sometimes 1. Is this a problem? Am I at risk of getting pregnant when I don't want to? Just let me know. Thanks. Of the show. Bye.
Thanks, Taylor. Nah, you're fine. I mean, if it's 5 o'clock in the evening, it's like, okay, but it's not the way it's designed to be used, but you're going to be fine. I mean, just try to remember to, especially since you're so perfect the rest of the time, I don't think it's going to make any difference.
What's the general window of, because I mean, if she's taking it at the same time
if
every
you
day
miss a
during the
day,
week.
I mean, they have various ways of doing it. If you miss a day, you double down the next day, and, it still screws you up. You're supposed to wear a condom the rest of the month.
Oof.
Yeah.
And
often messes with your periods too right after that. So yeah, so you got to be prepared to take it as prescribed. Let's look at some. I want to see how kids hide drugs. Okay.
Oh, you're gonna love this.
Yeah, I think I am too. I actually saw that up there last show, and I wanted to get to it, but we got too busy on other stuff.
Yeah, so this is I don't know if you remember some of these videos, but when I was a kid and they showed us videos of just that were messaged towards parents, it's like, hey, look out for your kids typing in this way.
Yes.
And it's always stuff that kids don't use or don't do.
Right. Or did 5 years ago.
Right. So this is one of those.
My name is Officer Jamie Donahue from the Falmouth Police Department, and today we are going to take a look at the hidden in plain sight mock bedroom setup. And we're going to start right over here on my left with a bike pump in the kids' room with a 2-liter bottle of Coke and what we would see as a cork. Some items of interest here because what kids can do is they can put the cork in that bottle, use the bike pump to fuel the bottle with air, and what kids can actually do with this is smoke alcohol.
What?
I've never heard of that.
I have heard of people smoking alcohol, but I've never heard of this particular little device.
Yeah,
So,
I haven't heard the bike pump theory.
That's interesting. Well, they must have seen it. I mean, these officers must have seen that, right? So they probably, probably happened. It probably happened once. This is what happens a lot in substance use sort of circles, or even in sort of STD and sexually acting out circles and drugs. They do a party where they bring their pills and they put them all in a jar, and then they pull the pills out and take them. I think that happened once in Florida, and then we've decided that happens all the time. I'm saying this is the same thing. It happened once somewhere. Some stoner was thinking about it and figured this out and did it. And now every police department is like, watch out for the bicycle pump and the Coke bottle. Is there more? Is that it?
They're smoking vodka in the basement.
Smoking vodka.
Yeah.
Here's what if your kid is going that far first of all, they have to get the vodka, and if they want to smoke it and want to get the sort of the advantages, only crack addicts and meth addicts would smoke other things. They're sort of motivated to smoke stuff. An average 15-year-old that has a small amount of alcohol that wants full effect is going to keister it. That's what they're going to do.
Or boofing.
Boofing. What's that again?
When they ingest it through the anus.
That's what I mean. Keister.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Keister. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the new term. That's what the kids call it now.
Good. Okay. Is there more on that video?
Yeah. Here's the next clip.
Some other items of interest right here on the nightstand is this bracelet. This is what could appear to be just a braided bracelet, but what it actually is a one-hitter hookah bracelet, and it unscrews, and it is right more or less hidden in plain sight on the nightstand. Same thing with this watch. A seemingly kid takes off the watch, throws it on the nightstand. What it could actually be is, in this case, it opens up. It can be a hide, and in this case, this watch is a grinder used for grinding marijuana.
Oh,
that just
I like
seems
that.
like cool shit that I need to buy.
Yeah, I think kids, yeah. I know.
But it's also like, I don't think there's kids that are like, I need a grinder on hand so often and so ready to go that I need to buy a watch.
You know what happens when people, young people, particularly when they really love cannabis, they love it, they're always thinking about creative ways to use it and find it and keep it and enhance it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of energy goes into it. So I could see where that might happen. Again, probably happened somewhere in Wisconsin, and now they decided every watch is a weed, thing.
Yeah, like some of these police work like a security line at a festival, and they're like, you wouldn't believe the way that they hide these stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. Is there anything else?
Oh, yeah, there's like 3 or 4 more tips and tricks.
Let's just...
Some other items of interest is a Red Bull. Not the best choice for a teenager to be drinking.
Already we're got a problem just because it's a Red Bull? So Red Bull's the drug? Oh, sorry. Okay.
If they like Red Bull, they like cocaine.
They like meth. Okay, I got it.
Healthiest choice, and it will also keep them up. Arizona iced tea, and then what appears to be a can of Sprite, but it is what we would refer to as a hide. You open up the can of Sprite.
No one drinks Sprite anymore.
And there is
That's true. They would
storage area.
But
right
I like
inside.
that. I like that.
In this case, we have rolling papers and mock marijuana.
We have to point out that it's not real pot, not real weed. That's good. I like that. That's ingenious. I like that one.
Here's some more tricks.
What we have here, cotton balls used for heroin.
Yeah.
If you see paper towel, there's a dryer sheet stuffed inside. The significance of this is if somebody is not supposed to be smoking in the house and this is a good filter. They will use it to blow the air out. The dryer sheet masks the smell, and they could use that right out their bedroom window so that it's not so easily recognizable for mom and dad what's going on inside of the bedroom.
I will say
a little something there.
I will say that is probably the only usable tip that I've seen in this series.
I would argue.
I did that in college.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
And it worked like a charm. Granted, if you know what weed smells like, that doesn't really help you. It just makes the room smell less weedy.
She's talking about cigarettes, really. I think is that you can, if you don't want your kids to smoke. Or vaping, that kind of thing. But here's what's interesting to me is that this is more an instruction for people that want to hide what they're doing than it is something that parents should know to look out for.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because the problem,
kids are seeing this and getting ideas.
Yeah, I would argue that the probability of a kid using this before seeing this video, doing this, is extremely remote, and 100-fold higher after seeing the video.
Right. No, yeah, this is college level smoking.
Yeah,
This is not
yeah.
in high school.
Yeah. Okay, I don't want to see it anymore. I don't want to promote this stuff. It's enough. I appreciate the officer's attempts, but no.
Did that get you a segue into figuring out? How
I'm going to where I'm going. I'm going to do a couple more emails,
okay.
then we're going. Dr. Jeans and Booth Jeans, most of my early 20s, I would partake in raves, would roll all the time, Molly and ecstasy. I love the music, makes a fun time. I experience the usual come down for the next few days, which is like getting hit in the head. Depression and sadness, but I stay hydrated and take 5-HTP plus CBD. None of that helps. By the way, I will tell you that will not help you. It goes away. My question is what are long-term effects I should look for? Big fan of the show. Piss on me, beat me. Bet I'll be coming up in May. Mood disturbances and memory problems. Very common from heavy Molly use. It is much like a head injury, right? And as a result, we get chronic traumatic encephalopathy. With this particular syndrome, the sort of mood centers, these limbic systems in the brain are what are injured. And you get short-term memory problems and mood disturbances, and sometimes they are bad. So it's not something cool. My name is Eric. I'm a daily cigar smoker, actual cigars, for over 8 years. Over the last 2 years, I've been getting extremely nauseated to the point of vomiting every time I eat. Had a colonoscopy, endoscopy, gastric emptying study, sonogram my abdomen, all the blood work in the world. Everything comes back normal. I've also tried gluten and dairy-free diets. My hematologist diagnosed ITP at 16. That's a idiopathic thrombocytopenia purpura, which is low platelets. A gastro doctor and the hematologist and the doctor both think it's stress-related, but I'm not convinced. Please help me, Mommy. What do you think it is, Nadav?
Well, it doesn't sound like too much cum in the balls. I'd say...
When it's all the time vomiting, what have we talked about?
He doesn't smoke enough weed.
Right. No, I'm wondering if he's also smoking weed. He says
so he's smoking too much weed, possibly.
Right. The syndrome of hyperemesis from cannabis is very common these days.
But I don't think that he would admit to have. Not admit, but I don't think he would say that like. Hey, I smoke cigars every day.
I know.
But the weed intake isn't really a thing.
You'd be amazed what people say in their histories. You'd be amazed. But that's what I would worry. I've never heard of tobacco causing this, though we might try stopping the cigars for a couple of weeks, see what happens. And if it's the cannabis, if you're smoking cannabis a couple times a day, I have definitely seen it from that routinely. Unexplained vomiting, it can be stress, it can be functional, and they should try to treat you for it, a functional disorder, with there's some medicines that will help for that. But if it's weed, man, the interesting way to test is you take a hot shower. The hot shower sometimes relieves the vomiting.
You know, Drew, it's interesting that you keep on relating the high weed use to vomiting and nausea.
Yeah.
Like, I know that you've definitely seen it more than I have, but I saw it maybe one time in my career of smoking weed for the last 20 years.
The persistent vomiting.
The persistent vomiting, and it's
because the reason I see
wild.
the reason I see it, I'll say it all the time, is people come to me like, I've seen every doctor and I'm still vomiting.
They come to you when there's problems.
They come to me because they can't figure out what's going on, and they never tell the doctors about the weed, or the doctors don't know to ask about it. And my first question is, how much weed are you smoking? Well, wake and bake and whatever. I've done it for years. What's the big deal? It's like, yeah, it's not a big deal. It's causing the vomiting. It just is. Well, I run on a daily basis, and I was sick too, and I relied very heavily on hydration to get better, and I relied heavily with my exercise pattern. Cooler weather makes it easier to miss dehydration, right? When it's hot outside, you're already ahead, like, oh, I got to get my fluid in. But same thing, you can get dehydrated really easily. So making hydration a priority is a healthy way to approach our life, even if you're not exercising vigorously. 1 stick of liquid IV in 16 ounces of water hydrates faster and more efficiently than water alone. Not only that, but it tastes great. Flavors like watermelon, strawberry, lemon, lime. Are you going to be enjoying a few extra drinks now that the holidays are approaching? You know what I'm talking about? That people, well, forget the holidays. Just with COVID, people are drinking a little more than they should. Need to stay hydrated. I love the liquid IV strawberry. It's my favorite flavor. It's I just sip on it during a workout. And trust me, water alone does not fully hydrate you. It just replaces water. That's right. When you are running, you need to replace fluid, which is water with something in it, ideally something with electrolytes like liquid IV. Liquid IV contains 5 essential vitamins, more vitamin C than an orange. It's healthier than other sports drinks, no artificial flavors, and it's made with clean ingredients, non-GMO, vegan, free of gluten, all that stuff. The optimum ratio of glucose, sodium, potassium, perfect balance. And the company is donating 4 million servings in response to COVID-19. Products are being donated to hospitals, first responders, food banks, veterans, and active military. Liquid IV has already donated over 11 million servings globally. So grab your favorite Liquid IV flavors nationwide at Walmart, or you get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use the code Dr. Drew at checkout, DRDREW. That is 25% off anything you order when you get better hydration today using promo code Dr. Drew at liquidiv.com. Well, it's getting into fall and you're getting back into the swing of the new season. Bespoke Post is here with new seasonal lineup of must-have Box of Awesome collections. Bespoke Post, you know them. They partner with small businesses and emerging brands to bring you unique goods every month. My favorite, of course, has been the outdoor goods, the stuff for barbecuing. And then, of course, now it's fall. I love the blankets and the change in weather for outdoor gear. No matter what you're into, Box of Awesome has you covered. From autumn craft beers to cozy threads, what I like, camping gear essentials even, Box of Awesome has a collection for every part of your life. And as I said, Bespoke Post has cool items this fall. If you've not seen them, and by the way, they will tailor them specifically to you, but they've got great products for this fall. So to get started, to get it tailored to your needs, take the quiz at boxofawesome.com. Like I said, the answers help them pick the right Box of Awesome for you with the right goods in it. They release new boxes every month across a ton of different categories. Free to sign up. You can skip months anytime, cancel anytime. Each box is only $45, but has over $70 worth of gear inside. Plus, with each Box of Awesome, you're supporting small businesses. 90% of everything that comes in your Box of Awesome is from a small and up-and-coming brand. People will be jealous of what you find there. They look for the coolest, latest brands, and they get you cool products. And you get 20% off your first monthly box when you sign up at boxofawesome.com. Enter the code Dr. Drew at checkout. That's boxofawesome.com, code DRDREW for 20% off your first box. Okay, gentlemen. Drugs.
Oh, boy.
Zola, was there much drug use when you were younger? Or even now?
No.
You are young.
Nope.
No interest in experimentation or anything?
Not really.
Not really. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I mean,
were you afraid of it? Were you afraid of
a bit? Yeah.
Fearful.
I tried to be pretty safe.
And were you fearful of hurting yourself, or what was the fear? Of getting caught and being a bad person? Mommy won't like it. Just saying.
Yeah, kind of all of the above. Just wasn't really my thing.
And so there's never been any curiosity about trying anything.
Not a whole lot.
Okay, Chris, what about you?
No, didn't really try drugs in any capacity. I mean, I smoked weed like once in college, and that was really the extent of it.
What'd you study in college?
I studied psychology and media studies.
Interesting.
I'd also like to say that he went to Berkeley and he's only tried weed once.
How did you avoid it?
I mean, it was there. I'm not saying it wasn't around.
But I noticed I lived around a bunch of guys that smoked weed my freshman year of college, and they made it their life's objective to make sure I smoked a bunch of weed, because they can't stand that somebody doesn't like it or doesn't. They're just, you're not doing it right. I got to teach you how to do it. When somebody doesn't like the love of their life, they can't process it. At least back then, it was very much that way. No one ever attempted to convert you.
Yeah, no, I don't think I had any friends that were like that into weed.
Yeah.
And if they were generally pretty respectful about people who didn't want to try it.
Respectful.
Yeah.
And so what in psychology did you like? What was your sort of interest in psychology?
I was just, interested in just brain stuff and like.
All right.
I think the most interesting classes I had were a lot of the neuropsychology courses I took.
Okay, good. So you've had some background in that. What do you any questions for me in terms of that we talk about that a little bit here. Any questions about that?
Oh, I mean, right off the top, I don't have any.
Okay.
What's wrong with your body, Chris? You could tell us.
What's wrong with your body?
That's not the question.
No. What he worries? We talk a little about neurological, neuropsychological issues here, particularly on the drug side, and I think Chris would have some questions about that. So if they come up, you'll tell me. But so when you hear about any, and you've had this psychological training, what do you think?
Almost. I have psychological training.
You've had some psychological education.
I mean, there's some things that it's like he'll do things and I'm like, okay, yeah, we definitely learn about like that kind of thing in psychology.
Where any is just textbook psychology scenarios.
Well, it'll be more like benign stuff, you know.
Give me an example.
Well, it's like
if we were talking,
and you know, it'd be like if you know that what's that the attribution error is when you think
fundamental attribution error.
Where other people's problems are a result of their personality and your problems are a result of environment and stuff like that.
Right. So let's parse that out. So the fundamental attribution error is essentially believing that when you see someone's behavior, there's something about them and not necessarily the circumstance that makes them engage in something that you see as problematic or bad. But when it happens to you, it's only the environment creating this from you. Right? That about way to summarize it?
Yeah, that's a good way to summarize it.
And so what did he do?
Well, I mean, I don't remember what we were having a conversation about, I think, one of his relationships. And I think he does a good job about recognizing when there's a problem on his own, but less so when it's other people, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Does that affect the workplace at all?
Not really. I think it's usually when we're talking about like outside relationships.
Okay. And so when you heard his defecation procedure, any psychological thoughts about that? Anything at Berkeley? Any training about sitting high over a toilet seat? And
at what age did something bad happen?
No, I didn't say that. Has he ever talked about that?
Oh, his way of shitting? He talks about it all the time.
His trauma. Did he talk about his way of shitting before we started talking about it here?
Well, we had to ask about it. That's how we found out about it.
Wait a minute. You knew about it before I got to it?
Yeah.
Why didn't you share that with us?
Well, I mean, you know, it's one of those things we didn't know that it was content until, you know, it was very
How did
much
you
aware.
find out about it?
I'm trying to think how we found out about it. I think it happened randomly.
Did you break a toilet seat or something?
Well, no, we were recording a YMH, and I think someone had left. I think someone made the bathroom stink. And I think Tom or Christina was like, "Who was it?" And then he was like, "Well, I know it wasn't me." And then they're like, "What do you mean? How do you know? How do you know it wasn't you?" He's like, "Well, I don't shit often." And they're like, "When was the last time you shit?" And he was like, "I don't remember." And then him saying, "I don't remember," is just like, what do you mean you don't remember your last shit?
During the show that happened?
No, that was off camera.
Okay, and that's when you guys went at it. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
okay.
That's when it was just like, we need to dig into this.
I understand.
This is show right
And so, Chris, any other insights into your partner, your work partner?
I was like, and he's my partner now.
Your work partner. Do you have a partner? Or are you involved?
No, I'm single as single can be.
And ladies, you could find him on Instagram at instagram.com/CEE_Larson. Check him out.
CEE_Larson.
They've been trying to set me up on this show for a while now.
Well, I think it's time when we worked our way through Josh Potter, and now it's time for Chris. And so
hashtag make Chris come.
Oh God.
So, Chris, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Northern California.
Okay, and how'd you end up in this job?
That's a very good question.
Well, I mean, you know, after college, all my friends had moved down to LA because that's where work was and media-related things. So I moved down as well and started working in documentaries for a while, and then met a mutual connection through that hooked me up with these people.
These people, yes, I call them these people too. and so I've noticed you keep your head down and you're quite quiet and keep to yourself here, and yet I don't experience you when I talk to you that you're that kind of person necessarily. Is that a survival technique in this environment? Is that just something you have to do?
That's fair. That's pretty accurate.
I get it.
So you just try to not get in the crosshairs?
No, I would say it's more of that, like, how do I describe it? I am not the craziest one here.
What?
So
what?
It kind of pushes me into the normal boat more so than if
normal
I'm around my friends, where I can be a little bit more crazy because they're all a little more straight edge.
And normal here, I imagine, is discriminated against, right? Isn't it? Don't you feel a little ostracized when you're normal?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, they don't
Definitely.
treat you right if you're normal. That's right.
This is a completely.
They're always asking me about my life.
This is a
They're
safe
so
work
confused.
environment. Everything's kosher. Everything's above board.
And
We
I'm
don't
guessing-
make Chris do anything he doesn't really want to.
And I'm guessing the plan is keep your head down and get out of here as soon as the documentaries open up again. Eh?
No,
So,
I'm not. That's not.
No,
my plan.
no. No, of course not. And
He's moving to Austin with us.
Yeah.
oh, you're going to us. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it's a mixture of excitement and fear, right? You know.
Is that your first time you lived outside of California?
Yeah.
You'll welcome it. Trust me. California just blows. It's unreal. Oh, before I go any further, my daughter and I wrote a book. Be sure to buy the book. It doesn't have to be awkward. Please, it's available now wherever you buy books. Do read it, particularly if you have a younger or teenage kids. That's who it's written for.
Oh yeah, it's good for parenting. You say
Parenting and for just general info for 15 to 18-year-olds in terms of conducting themselves in a healthy way with relationships, consent, and other aspects of trust and boundaries and consent. So Chris, when you imagine going down to Austin, I mean, where do you see yourself like in 5 years?
Where do I see myself? In
Yeah, because you're going to lose all those friends. I mean, well, let me put it this way: you're one of the ways you're able to keep your head down and stay out of trouble is you have your friends on the outside.
Right.
Right.
I have a network.
You have a
beyond
network on the
this.
outside, right? And you just get the hell out of here, and then you can be yourself. Here, you got to be. It's professional is a way of saying it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I do pride myself on my professionalism.
Yes, I've noticed. I was
confirm he's very professional at the office.
No, I get that, but I also thought he was a quiet person. But now I'm seeing there's something else going on, and so nothing weird, but that there's more to Chris than he brings to the workplace, and I'm wondering why, other than the fact that everybody's crazier than you here.
Well, I mean,
say that with peace and love, by the way.
Of course. But
Peace and
look, we don't
love.
take that as an
Peace and-
insult.
right? That's what I said. You're ostracized if you're normal. I got it. So go ahead, Chris.
I mean, part of it is that it's, this is work for me. It's not
Yes,
like
it's
a
not
personal
fun.
space,
Right.
and so I'm not going to act.
What did your
in a
parents
way-
do? I get it. What did your parents do?
My mom is an RN, and my dad is a flight engineer.
Flight engineer. What is
Yeah.
that? Is it
So he's
build
the-
engines?
Yeah, no. He's the guy who's on the plane, just basically checking the engine, make sure everything's working properly.
Cool. Interesting.
Yeah.
What's his favorite engine manufacturer?
I've never asked him that.
Okay.
That's
So
a weird
Is he more of a Boeing guy?
Is he more
or-
a Raytheon, GE? I mean, what's Rolls Royce? What's he like? And so what you don't
wouldn't have
know
a
is
clue.
the engines are built by different companies than the aircraft. So
He's a
that's why I'm
G-man.
curious about it. GE. All right, Chris, I'll let you off the hook. Any traumas growing up?
That's letting off the hook.
Anything we should know? Anything I should know before?
Did
we get
anyone
on?
beat you as a kid, Chris, or
no,
what?
No. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. So
Not
so
traumas
Zolo,
like that.
Zola, did you know all this about Chris? Why didn't you share all this with us?
Yeah. I
You knew
him.
it. Did you ever go out with him and tilt a few or anything?
A couple times here and there we've gone out for dinner.
He's
but,
he's a different person on the outside.
I mean, when he's with us, he's very much the same. But what I've gathered is he's kind of like the psycho of his friend group.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that wouldn't stand out here, right? That would look normal,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that would look completely normal.
right. And when you say that, Zola, what are we talking about?
Well, I think he plays like much more the straight man in this work environment, but then he'll take some of the craziness that we put onto him and then bring it back to his friends so they
Give
can
me an
all have
example.
fun.
Give me an example.
I don't know. I mean,
Just stories from work.
yeah,
Wait, hold on. This is what I want to know. Is that if he's the psycho of his group, it's why do you... Like, how much do you tone yourself down here? Because I see you... I mean, I say... You have... I also see you changing. So I know that when you used to slate very angrily.
Yeah,
Now...
I'll probably go back to doing that now.
And now you slate less angry. Oh, you know what it is, Drew? All right.
No,
So
tell me.
Chris is a fucking contrarian, all right? The second
That's
anyone tells him to do anything or says, like, hey, I think you might enjoy XYZ, he's like, oh, I'll tell you what I'm running away from. XYZ.
So do you have a little like oppositional defiance? Is that
that would be fair to say.
Yeah.
If anyone wants me, I almost instinctually don't want to do something someone wants me to do.
interesting? So some of that quiet that we see here may actually be sort of aggression, like you're withholding.
That's fair. Yeah.
Ooh, interesting. And so Nadav, you said that Chris was showing some aggression earlier.
Yeah, every now and then you'll catch him in a moment where it's
Yeah.
just like, oh, yeah, there's gamer Chris right there.
Like
You know?
give me an example.
So, for example, like, I mean, it's if you're in this control room, you'll see it all the time. But, you know, maybe he'll accidentally do a bad switch.
Yeah.
And sometimes you might even hear it on a mic get picked up where all of a sudden the aggression will get so crazy that he will just start slamming buttons until it gets to the point where it needs to get. And if you guys ever hear any hard clicking, for the most part, that means Chris is switching.
And so, Chris, when you need to let aggression out, what do you do?
I mean, gaming is one of them. Yeah.
Did you guys hear that click?
Yeah, gaming meaning I did, but meaning online gaming, like World of
yeah, I don't really do a lot of online gaming.
So I mean, but you do violent video games.
Some of them are violent. Yeah.
Okay, so that's how you get it out.
But yeah.
Perfectly normy, perfectly healthy. Yeah, of course.
What's more?
What's less healthy than that?
I'm just saying.
Maybe throwing ice cubes at a wall. That's what I do.
I don't know. So maybe going for a run or.
I do that too, but I usually don't do it to get aggression out. I just do that to stay healthy.
All right. So aggression for you is something you have to put out there. You have to do something with it.
I don't know. I feel like if I just don't address it, it tends to fizzle away.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So thank you. Interesting. We're learning a lot about the Booth Boys today. It's sort of flushing out. I feel like Chris has been very forthcoming today. Which is interesting because I still feel like he's hiding so much. Well, but he may be, but that may be the oppositional defiance and the withholding, right? He has told us how he's set up to do that.
Because I want to know these things. That's what makes him keep it from me.
Exactly. And so he's withholding, there's optional defiance, and then there is just the reality that he keeps his head down and does his job and doesn't want to get fucked up by the stuff that's going on here, right?
I mean, yeah, because this place can break you a little bit.
What do you mean by that, Chris?
I mean, I've seen some shit that I have never seen in my life.
You're talking about the videos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could never share them with my friends or anything because I don't want to break them.
You could get PTSD from it. You could. Give me like, what did you see that was particularly problematic?
I think that's the first thing that really set me over the edge is the anal prolapse.
Oh, really?
On the first live show that we showed.
There are people that get off.
That was like a year ago. That's the first time we broke you?
Yeah, that was the first time.
It's been here like 2-3 years. That's great.
Yeah, and then we moved on to death videos.
Oh yeah, that still fucks me up.
Yeah, death videos.
I showed someone the Lathe video when I went out like a week ago. He's just like, "What's the craziest shit you ever saw?" I'm like, "All right, why don't you sit down real quick?" And I showed it to him, and then he got quiet for the rest of the night.
Yeah, it's easy to distance yourself from those. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of, you don't really see what's going on. You can kind of like push it away. But there's some videos you guys look at that is desensitizing. I'm not going to kid you.
Oh yeah, dude. I feel like the thresholds almost gradually, maybe very quickly, they change once you see a certain thing. It's like you just start developing scar tissue on scar tissue, and you don't even know what offends you anymore.
Strangely, I am doing a streaming show in about 2 hours where we are talking about journalists and PTSD and how they get PTSD from all the things they have to go and see and stuff. So, and my son for a while was a video editor for a crime show, and it really bugged him. He really got upset watching all the crimes and having to edit stuff out. And it gets you. It does. You have to be careful. You have to at least temper it a little bit so you don't overload yourself, and realize when you're seeing too much and try to get out in the world and, be with other people in a healthy way, which is what Chris does, even though Zolo says he doesn't. So, Zola, you're going to have to catch up with Chris here because he's given us a lot of information. Maybe not today. Okay. But, yeah, I don't know here. It's interesting. We'll work on you guys a little bit more. Chris, thank you. I feel like I know you better, and that's good. You should share more of yourself in the workplace, okay?
Yeah, maybe in the next few episodes, I want to get more into this contrarian stuff because I feel like that's the biggest hurdle getting in Chris's way.
It's defiance and withholding. It's a little contrarian. It actually makes it sound like a strategy,
more healthy than it is.
Yeah, in a way. It's a posture, right? It's a withholding. Like, I'm not really going to show you very much of myself, and my instinct is if you ask me to do something, I'm going to do the opposite, and it's sort of passive aggressive, right? That's called passive aggressive. And that's why I'm not surprised that he has. That's why I was asking about the aggressive outlets. But what are you looking up?
I'm going to show you the personification of passive aggressiveness.
Oh, really?
God damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, not available.
Wait, hold on.
Go to his OnlyFans. Scary. Okay, there it is.
There we go. Okay, I typed in the wrong thing. All right, so I just want you to see the progression of these posts. This is Chris's Instagram, okay?
Okay.
Here's post number 1.
Hey guys, the guys at the office won't stop pounding me about
Fuck those
posting
guys.
Instagram stories, so I'm going to now do a once a month post just for them.
Just for them.
So
I
you
wouldn't
can
do it for
July.
myself.
Hey guys,
Okay,
the
next.
guys at the office
That's
won't
that
stop
one.
Okay, that's the oppositional defiance. That's it. That's the withholding.
So they won't stop pounding me at work to make the next post. So here's my next post. See you in August, I guess.
Well,
And here's the most recent one.
Hey guys, it's August, so the guys at work are railing me about the next post, so here it is. See you in September, and happy National Smile Week.
Let's go.
And so when you say railing and pounding, what is it they're doing?
You know, they just won't get off my case about posting to Instagram, so I'm posting to Instagram.
And just because, didn't you ever think to yourself, maybe it's a good idea, I'm part of a whole media empire here, maybe I should take advantage of that and do something interesting?
Nope.
No. and that's because they're asking you to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a public person
I get
to
it.
begin with, so it's like
I get it.
now asking me to be this like persona online. I'm just like, I don't.
We're not asking you to
care.
be a persona, Chris. It's just we're just asking you what bad things can happen from this. Nothing. So why are you not doing it?
Because I don't feel like it. I don't like to do it. That's why I don't. Do
Is
it.
there a circumstance that would make you like it?
I'm not an Instagram guy to begin with, so it's like telling me to do something that I don't want to do.
I get
anyway,
it.
So
I get you. Do you hate Instagram?
I don't care. I don't have an opinion. Like I don't care for it. Like I don't use it. I don't.
Take a look at this
spend
following number, Drew.
Uh-oh.
It says 0.
0 following. Yeah.
Following 0 people, 3 posts. It's literally it's like he only maintains Instagram for me, Zolo, Annie, Tom, and Christina. Like it's.
And is it the 5 of them, Chris, that's on your case?
Yeah.
5 of them. All 5 of them.
It started with just 3 of us, and then Christina and Tom started hearing what we're doing, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is a problem that we need to turn into a company."
and so you want to do a good job at work. Why not just look at it as one of the professional tasks you have to do?
Because this is outside the scope.
No, well, you better talk to your bosses about that. It sounds like they feel differently. All right, I'm gonna let you go. We're gonna be enough of that. I want to see some videos myself. Your videos, Chris, did not. They didn't do anything for me. So do something to. You have 3,900 people that want to follow you, that want to hear from you. Just even that you hate doing it, but then do something with it. You know what I mean?
Right, like Chris, like what you're saying, Drew. Tell me if I'm not understanding this correctly.
Yeah.
Is that you like to see these monthly posts turn into weekly posts?
I'd like
right?
to see a couple times a month, and I'd like to see Chris go, I hate these MFers that are beating my ass. Let me tell you what happened today. What I'm going to share with you is my hatred for what they make me do and all my defiance. I'm going to put it right here. I'd be interested in that.
That's good content right there.
I'd be interested in that. So you're let all those feelings out on Instagram, and I'm in. I'm interested in what you got to say. So
sounds like you're trying to get me fired.
Oh no, I
promise you won't get fired for that, Chris.
If I just start bad mouthing everyone on Instagram.
No, I mean don't badmouth, but just let your inner feelings out.
Just what a pain in the ass everybody is. We know, we see it. This sort of environment is about busting balls. Am I wrong, anybody?
No, that's exactly.
There's a lot of ball busting goes on here, and
that's the show.
You're able to, and you're within your liberty to go. They're busting my balls, and I hate it. And here's why. That's cool. I'd be interested in that. We'll see.
Just like a hate journal.
And I'm not. And here's
an anger journal. I'd love to see that from.
It would be fascinating. And one more thing, I'm not telling you to do it. In fact, I'm telling you not to do it. Don't do what I just said. Don't do it, goddammit. Whatever it is.
I study psychology. I know reverse psychology when I see it.
Yeah, I know, but it works.
Drew, how do we get past this?
Well, we'll see.
How do we get him to do the things we want him to do?
That you're not going to have any luck at. But in terms of this one thing, I think you might see a little something. All right, let's get some videos here. Women flips out at a construction site.
What's your badge number, huh?
Uh-oh.
Let me have a picture of your ID, huh? You want to take pictures of somebody? Let me have a picture of you. Open this goddamn gate.
Uh-oh.
What the fuck is you doing?
She break it? Yes, she did.
Let's go. That's a felony. Now.
Oh, I see.
She's getting pretty angry, huh?
I see. Yep.
Yep, that's a felony right there.
Oh, that's a felony?
Yeah.
You think I ain't been in prison?
Back up.
Oh.
Back
Why
up.
are you holding us like that?
Back up. The pilot car's coming. I don't want no problems with you.
I know who's coming.
Oh.
Because you're a goddamn cop caller. Think I'm fucking scared of you? You fucking kidding me?
Here's the fucking pilot car.
Go ahead.
What's a pilot car? Oh, somebody has to lead them through.
Back up.
These people have been holding us here because she's pissed off.
Back up.
But she can't fuck me.
Okay, so remember what you said about any making the fundamental attribution error?
Mm-hmm.
This is an attribution error. This woman has decided that these workers, these poor workers who are waiting for the pilot car to lead her and her cohorts through, they're doing it because A, they want to F her, and B, because they want to make her miserable. Brilliant.
It's all because they want that puss.
Brilliant. Keep going. The next video.
They
Oh,
hold
there's
the whole
more?
lineup
Oh, my God.
because I'm a drunk bitch
Oh.
and I was a smart ass.
I'm drunk.
And they hold
And
that
she's
whole
driving?
fucking lineup. Yeah. Let us go.
No
Please.
shoes.
Please. Oh.
And she fails to moon the camera.
Oh, but she made the motion. I liked it. I like the effort. All right. What else we got up there? I'm just happy that I haven't thrown up this particular. Let's see. Right
from
now.
the peanut butter. How are you feeling?
I'm not normal. I'm not right. It's just weird. I think I'm gonna have explosive diarrhea soon. So right now update.
Yeah, make sure that you document that for us.
Of course.
So first, I want you to tell me if this guy sounds or looks familiar to you.
Okay.
I'm not interested in sluts. I'm not interested in hoes. I'm not interested in hookers. I'm not interested in drug addicts. I'm not interested in the unhealthy, the unclean, the unfathomably stupid, anything other than the women of Gen Z.
Pretty cool so far. He keeps going.
Okay, I don't know what that means. Even.
So if you hook me up to one of those, you'll earn $100. This is proof that I have the money. I'm not doing this to flash my wealth.
And by the way, there's a quality in his voice every once in a while that freaks me out because he sounds a little bit like Tom Segura. Every once in a while, just listen to his voice and tell me if every once in a while you don't hear Tom. But go ahead.
I'm not interested in any woman that would date more than one guy at a time. If I don't get her phone number at the end of the dinner date or lunch date, then you don't get the $100. I'm not really too interested in Democrats or Republicans or libertarians or the right wing. You have to be a Marxist.
What is this like Fed Smoker Jr.?
A little bit. So now I'm going to show you what he looks like. You tell me if he looks like someone you recognize.
More on point, this has to do with baby DNA, too. I don't care how many times you say it's about pussy. I'm just going to reject you wigger fucking retards and not redact anything I say.
And so, no, I don't recognize him.
All right. So tell me if
should I recognize him?
I don't know. Tell me if this reminds you of.
I want an adult hottie in my lap right now, under 26 right now, no frills, no excuse. Big titties and intelligence. I don't care if she's a hood, rap, punk rock, or any kind of anything. As long as she's hot and here right now on my 37-year-old dick right now.
If you remember, my take on that was that there was some meth involved, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying that again with this guy. Remember, I was saying it's kind of like a Fed Smoker Jr.
I'll give you $100 if you hook me up with an 18 to 21-year-old chick. She has to have a dinner with me. It's a matchmaking service. You're a freelancer now.
It's possible it's just
got such a cool attitude.
He's such a cool guy. He doesn't have the cool teeth, though. I don't know what's going on. But he could be a little manic. There's probably a mania in here, too.
That's probably good.
Right now.
Baby DNA, Gen X seed, Gen Z egg soaked in telomerase. The fastest swimmers, the hardest hitters, sperm, is in my generation. A third of our sperm.
And you know it's the same guy because it's the same site?
No, I mean just looking at him, it's.
I never would have picked him as the same guy, not in a million years.
Well, yeah. Well, we gotta bang up a research team here at YMH Studios.
I know that when they're not resisting.
And also the Gen Z egg. It's an intergenerational, generationally skipped pattern that the entire universe is in. Look at the stars. Look at the galaxies. The comparison between those two is a generation. For the stars and galaxies, the stars came first and then they formed the galaxies. Do you think I'm fucking retarded?
Doesn't he sound like Fed Smoker? They feel that same.
They do have similar vibes.
Weird vibe in the thinking. So yeah, so I go back to my original thing. I'm still thinking meth for this guy. Although his pupils are sort of mid-position, but I don't know. Very weird. He's a weird guy. Is there another? And he just goes on like that, right?
I mean, that's the end of this whole thing. But I feel like I think you
update.
I think you nailed it. I think it's that he's just going through different manic episodes and happens to be recording them.
Yeah, it's interesting. But there's a definitely methy flavor to all of it, though. So interesting. Well, so keep an eye on that guy for me, okay?
Oh yeah, we will.
All right. Face tattoo removal. Was it the same guy we were seeing before?
I think this might be a different one.
Okay.
I need to say it. I'm getting face tattoos removal. My first appointment is next Monday. I need to tell you because first of all, I share my life online. Second of all, you will see my face changing, in the next few weeks, months. I love my tattoos. They were part of me for the past 10 years. They truly built the person that I am today. I just feel like now I feel so confident in the man that I've became. When I was young, I had so much stuff to express, and to me, my ink was, one outlet that led me to maybe say stuff that I couldn't put out in any other art form. And I feel like I want to see the person I am today without those tattoos, to see who I kind of truly am. So yeah.
A lot of problem in this world. Yeah, a lot of problem in this world today with what we call identity formation. Chris, you know what I'm talking about? You study that at Berkeley?
Not really. Please elaborate.
Forming a stable sense of self. Now, that doesn't mean you can't change over time. You can, but there's a lot of unstable identity out there, a lot. And you listen to his thinking, like, I got to get rid of these tattoos so I can see who I am, but they're great because who I was, who was terrible, is great because it was terrible, so I got to get rid of it. It's just all this conflicted thinking. And,
Stinking thinking,
Stinking thinking, that's right. And he's maturing and now looking at this thing going, oh, that's not me anymore. Why was that you in the first place is what you got to ask yourself. What was going on that you needed to do that? And what he's describing is sort of an unstable sense of himself and a need to project that out into the world, which is not, you shouldn't have to project out into the world who you are, right? You don't have to, the other people don't need to know everything you're thinking or everything about you. You need to have that inside yourself. That's stable, that's healthy, it's contained. I don't know. I'm just saying there's a lot of stuff that goes by and they can do whatever they want. I'm not judging it at all. I'm just saying he's in a healthier place now, and now he's starting to. And what he could say that would be a reasonable thing is to go, I had to go through all that to get where I am now. I'm happy where I am now. I got to put all that behind me. That was unstable, but I needed to do it. That would be a healthy way to look at it. He didn't say that. He kept sort of equivocating and saying it's good, but it's bad, but it's good, but it's bad. So, he couldn't just say, that was me then. I did this crazy shit. I needed it to get where I am now, and now I'm putting it behind me. Next.
I'm on my way to my first tattoo removal session. A little bit stressed, but I hope everything will do well.
It's like you're not even going to be able to tell he had any tattoos on his face with all this scarring, right?
It's not going to scar. That's just right now.
Really?
Yeah. Oh boy.
Hold on. This won't scar?
I don't think so. Not if they do it properly.
That's wild.
Yeah. What will happen is there'll be a little faint ink left behind. Probably will happen.
Oh, so you're saying with enough sessions, he could just go back to having just like a normal, clean-looking face?
Ish, yeah.
Ish,
yeah. If he's lucky, it will, but probably, as you've seen, there's still a little bit of stuff left behind in the skin. You can tell.
Oh yeah.
Oftentimes. Yeah. So we have more.
Well, I mean, do you remember the Juggalo who got his face tattooed?
There's a lot of those. Oh yeah.
I do gotta say,
that's a different. That's a harder.
We all.
It's harder to get that off. Yeah.
I thought I was Mr. Cool. But having this on my face has been a destruction to my life.
I can bet.
Mentally,
So they're kind of saying the same
I
message.
can't
Yeah, except this guy is now
life
sober and going, I
without
gotta put this behind me, right?
Drug.
Different. This guy's saying this sucks. The other guy was like, well, it was good, but it was bad. But it was good, but it was bad. But I needed to do
He's
it.
like, this was all bad.
This was all bad. I was a drug addict. I'm sober now, and we got to put this behind me.
Yeah, here, take a look at before and after.
So
this is fresh when he got it, and then this is him after a couple removal sessions.
Yeah, it's not going that well yet, but you got to see it's harder. That's a darker ink and stuff.
Yeah, he's transitioning into having a normal face.
Yeah. Look how young he looks in that one on the left.
Yeah, that must have been like, hey, I just turned 18. Let's go to the tattoo shop.
He looks like he's 15. But anyway, okay.
He does look a little young here.
Woo!
But, those juggalos, they bounce back pretty quick.
They are survivors, that's for sure. I heard that I tried to call Violent J, by the way.
Oh, yeah? How'd that go?
He didn't answer. His phone just turns off. But yeah, he has heart failure, so I'd love to talk to him. All right, I'm not done yet. Let's see. Did you poop interview?
Oh yeah, this one's fun.
Okay.
We worked out this off season, the whole time I was in Melbourne, and we've been in the gym together for a long time. So I mean, there's no one really better to work with in Australia
Did you poop?
than Andrew Gaze.
Who's he talking to?
So this was a fun thing. So this is the reporter who tweeted out, "I'm so used to every Thunder Media Zoom call being auto-muted that I assumed the media Zoom calls with the NBA rookies were auto-muted. I was wrong. So I'm 99% sure Josh Giddey just heard me ask, 'Did you poop?' to my 1-year-old son and thinks I was talking about
Oh my God, that's fantastic. That is fantastic. Now, NBA, does that stand for something different than National Basketball Association?
No, that's what he's talking about. Like he's a sports reporter.
That kid is a basketball player?
Mm-hmm.
He looks too small to be a basketball player.
He's a rookie.
Oh.
Year 1, baby.
Oh, that's too funny. And how did you guys find Brandon's Twitter?
It was just all submitted.
Oh, very good. Nice work, everybody.
The research team is top notch, man. I'm telling you.
Did you poop? And give me a TikTok before I wrap it up.
Yeah, let's do a TikTok, and then let's get a nice voicemail or two in.
Okay. Have I done no voicemails?
I think we've done a handful, but it's just always nice to give the people answers.
Yeah. I know it doesn't look like we did.
I got news for you. You go to the TikTok Help Center. Underneath community guidelines, it says copyright infringing. That means you have to have that person's permission to do what you are doing to their videos.
It's so funny. Not only is the infringing funny, but how people get so upset at other people on social media.
Yeah.
There's a lot of you asshole stuff on Twitter and on TikTok, as though that's going to change things, by the way. A lot of screaming at people on TikTok.
Right. It's kind of the Barbara Streisand effect. It's if you yell at people to stop talking about you, guess what they're going to talk about?
They're going to step it up.
Right.
All right. Give me a voice message.
All right. Let me just set up real quick and find a good one for it.
I feel like we haven't. Oh, here's something we did. Yeah, we did. That's right. We did Sam and Taylor.
Oh,
yeah.
here. You know what? Here's a fun one.
Okay.
Hey, Dr. Drew. My name's Jake from Colorado. Just a random question. Sometimes when I take a piss, I'll pinch off the valves. You know what I mean? I'll pinch off the urethra, and all the piss comes in until I release it. And sometimes that shit hurts. And so I want to know how much damage that does.
Yeah.
Thanks. This on me beat me. Betting coming up in May.
Yeah. Never underestimate what men will do to their body just to fuck around with it. Yeah, it's not good. You're putting stress on the urethra, and you may be expanding it, and then it can get inflamed. It can scar and contract. You can get urethral stricturing that way. It's not good. General principle, things that want to come out of your body, once they start, you need to let them come out. Whether it is semen or sneeze or pee-pee or poo-poo, whatever it is, everybody, once it's on its way, do what you can to let it happen. It's not good to interrupt all that. Especially bad for the urethral tract. The prostate gets irritated. It's all bad.
So it's not good it's not like a good Kegel exercise is what you're saying.
No, he says now to interrupt the stream with your Kegel muscles, that actually is not a bad thing.
Ooh.
That actually, you can strengthen your Kegel muscles by interrupting the flow of urine with your pelvic muscle. He said he pinches off the urethra.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I assumed he was talking about his hand.
I did that one time, and
Yeah.
immediately you're like, this isn't good for your body.
No. If you're doing the pinching with your pelvic musculature, that can become irritating and somewhat difficult. But that actually, you can strengthen those muscles that way, and that's not a bad thing. So that's technically what you use. I mean, it's not really interrupting. Your body's designed to interrupt that flow if it needs to, so that's okay. With your pelvic muscles. All right, everybody, thank you so much. drfdark@gmail.com. Voice messages 818-253-1693. And you better be coming up in May. I guess pretty soon we're going to be down in Austin, right? Pretty soon now, any day, any time.
I mean, it'll be a minute. I'll catch you up.
All right, we'll see. We'll see what comes up. Keep listening, keep watching. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
All conversations and information exchanged during participation in the Dr. Drew After Dark podcast or interaction on the drdrew.com website is intended for educational and entertainment purposes only. Do not confuse this with treatment or physician medical advice or direction per se. You must always follow your medical professional's advice and direction. Nothing on these podcasts or posted on this site supplements or supersedes the relationship and direction of your medical caretakers. Please understand, I am not playing the role of physician in this environment per se. I'm educating. I am a licensed physician with specialty boards in American Board of Internal Medicine and American Board of Addiction Medicine.